Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem.
Taking on the SHG Cyclones in the first of tonight's single-term final. Guess we can turn that down. Okay, John, starters.
4 guards in the starting lineup for Sacred Heart Griffin and their young first-year head coach, Chris Burton. He is a Dayton, Ohio native by way of Indianapolis. Went to Indianapolis, Indiana University, Purdue University at Indianapolis, and coached Ooey Pooey, and coached the last couple of years on the staff out of UIS. 4 guards, 5'7" junior Andrea Giacchino, joined by another 5'7" junior Tiffany Bertoni, another 5'7" player, but she's a sophomore, Kaylin Tate, freshman Katie McLean, who has been the Cyclones' leading scorer this week. She's 5'6" tall. And down on the block, Allison Brent, a 6' sophomore for Sacred Heart Griffin. Giacchino, Bertoni, Tate, McLean, and Brent. The Cyclones are 9-11 and 4-8 in the CS8. I don't know that we have to keep reminding people, but they're no longer the Blazers. A couple of years back, mid-season, they changed the girls' team's nicknames to the Cyclones. So
I think it was city tournament time.
Was it 2 years ago?
2 years
yeah,
ago.
That sounds right. We'll make plenty of mistakes tonight, but that's not one of them. If we call them the Cyclones, that is accurate. Lanphier, the number 4 seed, 8-13. Doug Collins is the dean of the city coaches. Lanphier graduate who was a terrific player back in the day in his 13th year coaching the girls. They're 3-9 in the conference. In the backcourt, Hannah Gett, G-O-E-T-T, a 5'5" junior. She's on the point. Haley Fairconatu, and we'll spell her last name for you when we get a chance, a 5'7" junior guard. Andrea Marvel, who goes by Andy, a 5'7" senior sharpshooter. She's the 3rd guard. And the 2 forwards are Ashley Padilla, 5'11" and a senior, and the team's leading scorer, Jasmine Ross, a junior, also 5'11". Gett, Fairconatu, Marvel, Padilla, and Ross for Lanphier.
Officials for the game, Mark DiMarzio in the middle, flanked by Ronnie Tisdale and Jeff Nelson. At the scorer's table, Gary Moser wearing the stripes tonight as the official scorer, Ryan Beach on the scoreboard and PA. And Larry Bailey's just sitting there waiting for the food that's not forthcoming.
Gary may have to throw himself out of the gym tonight as he is wearing a striped shirt. Tap controlled by Sacred Heart Griffin in white. Bertoni on the point. Against a zone here for Lanphier. Lanphier will switch the defenses, as will SHG. McLean, a left side 3 is good. Katie McLean.
Boy, she has quickly become the Cyclones' best player as a 9th grader.
3-0 lead for Sacred Heart Griffin. They beat Lanphier by 31 back in November, and the Lions throw it away. Gets pass intended for Marvel on the side, over her head and out of bounds. Tiffany Bertoni, not quite as tall as older sister Brittany, but she's built the same way, all arms and legs. On the left side, it's Kaylin Tate over to Bertoni. Lanphier back in a 3-2 zone. McLean on the left side, skip pass across to Bertoni. She'll try a 3, and that's on the rim, no good. Battle for the rebound, picked up in the lane, and the layup is good for Andrea Giacchino. 5-0 lead for the Cyclones in the first minute of this 3rd-place game. Back the other way to the basket. The shot for Fairconatu is no good from 6 on the left side. Rebounds long to Gett, who misses a deep 2 off the right wing. And this rebound pulled down by Sacred Heart Griffin. Cyclones up 5-0. Dump the ball down low, intending a pass for Giacchino, and a good flash out defensively, a takeaway for Gett and Lanphier. Hannah gets, sets up her teammates, doesn't take a lot of shots, gives it to Faircanatu, low left to Padilla. She backs down her defender and banks it up and in.
Usually Padilla doesn't do a lot of scoring, but she does a lot of other things. She can play good defense, and that time she got down low in the post, just left of the basket, and was able to bank in her first shot attempt of the night.
Kaylin Tate, left side perimeter. Across the court it goes to Bertoni. Bouncing on the wing right to McLean. Free throw line to Brent for a jumper that's a swish. Allison Brent has 9 now in the tournament. It's 7-2. Sacred Heart Griffin off to a good start 2 minutes in. They press, but Lanphier, though the ball was kicked defensively, inadvertently, has the ball in forecourt. Faircanatu off the left baseline, no good with the floater. Long rebound out to Bertoni. SHG will run. They give it to McLean in the lane to Brent. May have gotten away with the travel. Out it goes left wing to Giacchino, who misses from 15, and this rebound to Padilla for Lanphier in black. Outlet pass is ahead to Get, stops at the opposite free throw line, and now they set it up. Marble has a pass bounce off her fingertips. She runs it down and gives to Get near midcourt. SHG will switch defenses tonight. They're matching up at the moment out of the zone, and a kick along the right side of the lane out of bounds off the foot of a Cyclone defender.
Both of these teams struggle shooting the ball. Neither of them very good from long range. Their shooting percentages are one of the reasons they don't score many points, obviously, and that's one of the reasons of the records of both.
And a takeaway on the inbounds pass. Good defensive play by McLean. McLean to Tate in forecourt. 3-line to Brent left side. Up top, Giacchino. They work it around to the right side. McLean will try a 3. That's no good long. Rebound yanked out of there by Ross of Lanphier, and a reach-in foul on Allison Brent of Sacred Heart Griffin. Second game tonight is a scheduled 7:30 tip. Springfield High going for their 3rd straight city championship, and they'll take on the Southeast team that played them tough back in late November. A travel on the Lions' Get as she bobbled a pass left side near midcourt.
Talk more about that game a little later, but the Senators built a rather comfortable lead through most of the second half, and then a lot of calls went against them in the fourth quarter that Southeast took advantage of and made it a game before it was over.
7-2 Sacred Heart Griffin in this 3rd place game. Kenesha Drake is in for Lanphier. She was starting earlier this week. Here's Brent low on the right side, turned away from the basket, and she's called for the travel. We're at Lobernica Gym on the north end, and we should have a very big crowd by the end of the night. Blocking foul in the middle of the Cyclone press. Kaylin Tate will be called for that one, the second of the night, we should say, on SHG.
3 of the 4 bleacher sections here at Lanphier are open tonight. The last couple of nights, just a couple of sections of bleachers have been open, and they've been fairly full, but they're ready for a bigger crowd tonight.
In it comes to Faircanatu, forecourt on the left side. Bounces down on the block to Ross, in on Brent, banks it up around, no good. Bad break for Ross on the bounce. The rebound pulled down by McLean. Zips to forecourt. Left side pass to Giacchino. And on the wing over to Tate. They'll reverse the ball right side to Brent. She's shut down by Ross. Now the pass in the lane for Andrea Giacchino. Right side to Brent off the baseline. No good from 15. Faircanatu rebounds. Immediately double team, but she smartly turns away from it and outlets to Padilla. Marvel across the timeline right side. Lanphier with the ball down 7-2, and a bad pass by Marvel. Intercepted by McLean. She'll go all the way down, miss the shot. That's actually Kaylin Tate. And Kaylin Tate was fouled. We'll go to the line for 2.
4:05 remaining in the first quarter. It's 7-2 SHG. If you walk in the gym and you see Lions 7, guests 2, you've got to remember Lanphier's wearing the visitor uniforms and are the visitor guests on the scoreboard.
Man, I wish you hadn't told me that. In and out is the free throw for Tate. I'm sure to mess it up now. Cassie Kuzin into the ball game for Sacred Heart Griffin, 5'6" junior guard. Saw her softball coach Al Yoho here tonight. She's a terrific shortstop. And the second free throw for Tate is good. SHG also got Laura Brenneisen into the game, a 5'10" senior.
Her mom used to be the head basketball coach right here at Lanphier.
Mom is Jane and dad is Bob, of course. 8-2 the lead now as 1 of 2 staff carpet free throws were made, and now a pass goes off Faircanatu's hands out of bounds on the left sideline in forecourt to SHG. It's one of the things that has plagued this Lanphier team, Tim, an unforced mistake like that.
Yep, too many of them. And you know, when you play good teams that get up and try to take the ball away, you lose it often enough. You can't be handing extra chances to anybody, and both of these teams have been guilty of that a lot this season.
Sierra James, a 6-footer, is off the Lanphier bench. Allison Brent, bad angled on the left baseline. Got the ball out for a deep three by Tate that was partially deflected and air balls. Back the other way, Lanphier. They send the ball front court left side to Fairconatoo. Now left of center to Padilla. In the lane, Kenesha Drake turns and misses a short shot. Rebounded there by Sacred Heart Griffin's Brent Eisen, but then it pops loose from her. Fairconatoo picks it up, comes in on the left side and misses, and Bertoni pulls this one down for SHG. Quickly ahead to Brent on the left side, a ball fake, under the basket on the dribble, out to Kuzin for a right baseline two that is no good. Rebound yanked away off the hands of James, and SHG will regain the possession. Just under 3 to play in the first minute of this third-place game. It's 8-2 Cyclones. Sacred Heart Griffin throwing some perimeter passes around the 3-2 zone. Brent on the right side dumps a low to Brent Eisen, missed from in tight. It rolled off the front of the rim, and Sierra James pulls this one down for Lanphier. She walks it up. James, a 6-foot sophomore, averaging 3.6. Right side Fairconatoo, and now we've got a foul as Kuzin bumped into Kenesha Drake, who was setting a screen. Cassie Kuzin will be called for the foul.
2:34 left in the first. It's 8-2 in favor of Sacred Heart Griffin.
Little sophomore Danny Healy into the game, in for Kaylin Tate for the Cyclones. And on the right side, Sierra James in the lane to Drake. The left-hander goes to her strong hand, goes to the basket, banks it up and in. Kenesha Drake with a 4.4 average. She is the third leading scorer for the Lions this week in the city tournament, now with 15 points. 8-4 Sacred Heart Griffin, 2:10 to play first quarter. On the left wing, Healy, she can shoot from out there, but she missed a three, rebounded by Brent Eisen. Her shot was blocked. A follow-up won't go for Bertoni, but then Bertoni grabs her own rebound, and the Cyclones will reset. There's a lob pass deflected by Drake in the lane, picked out of there by Ross, and Lanphier down 4 brings it back the other way. Out of the key, Padilla to Drake. Turns just inside the high post left, and she is tied up. The arrow belongs to Lanphier. Andy Marvel back into the game. Dark hair and ponytail. She checks in for Ashley Padilla. Sierra James will inbound the ball, but before she does, Gett will re-enter for Drake. Drake gets a slap on the hand from head coach Doug Collins.
Doug usually plays about 8 deep total, and SHG even more than that. They'll play 10 or 11.
Inbounds pass to Jasmine Ross, one of the bigs for Lanphier. She took to the basket, drew the foul from left of the rim. And Brent will be called for her second foul. Jasmine Ross is a nice player. She's averaging 12.9. This is one.
Many of her teammates do struggle to do this.
Yeah. 47%. And the first one here barely grazed the front of the rim. It's no good short. I have kind of come to the conclusion, and you weigh in on this too. I think if you're looking at a girls' high school basketball player, the goal is about 60% free throw shooting.
If you're there, you're pretty good.
Yeah. Second free throw is good for Ross.
And then you get a player like Justice Collins who's 80% plus. Everybody loves that.
Yep.
Boys or girls.
Yeah, that's the exception for the boys or for the girls. 8-5 now, 3 straight points for Lanphier. They're within 3. On the left side, Healy in the corner. Pass deflected out near midcourt. Gett bumps into Kuzin. And a good takeaway by Gett, but then she lost the ball in the corner. It comes right back into the hands of SHG. Quickly back the other way, McLean. Hands off left side to Brent Eisen. From 6, no good. Rebounded by McLean. Pushed it up off the baseline. That won't go. The Cyclones have gone ice cold, and the rebound is tapped out of bounds by Healy on the baseline to Lanphier. Sacred Heart Griffin made 3 early field goals, but they have not scored in quite some time. Lanphier could tie with a 3. Fairconatoo drives in left side, get it up around and no good. Rebounded by Ross, no good from right of the rim. She had a point-blank shot, but couldn't get it to go. Brent Eisen pulls this one down. Final minute of the first quarter. Sacred Heart Griffin up by 3. Healy off the left baseline, up and in from 15.
5'4" sophomore Danny Healy makes it a 5-point lead at 10-5.
Her first 2 points of the night. SHG presses, and Brent Eisen knocks the ball out of bounds on the side. Healy has scored 10 this week. She had 8 on Tuesday night, did not score last night in the loss to Springfield High. In fact, Sacred Heart Griffin scored just 25 points in that game. There's a drive and a travel by James as she charged in towards the basket on the right side.
Too bad because she banked in the shot after she walked. Got it up high off the glass. It went through, but off the 7th Lanphier first quarter turnover. Back goes the ball to Sacred Heart Griffin.
And we'll see if Chris Burton has his team pull it out and play for one. They appear to be attacking with 18 seconds. Good pass. Kuzin down low to the cutter. Brenneisen, but then it went off her hands, knocked out of bounds.
And the turnovers are even at 7 aside off the hip miss by Laura Brenneisen.
She lobbied a bit with official Jeff Nelson. She is not going to change Jeff's mind. Jeff's a veteran official, and of course you all remember his son Jordan. What a terrific career he had at Lincoln. He's up at Evansville these days. A takeaway, and Kuzin misses from 15 on the right side with 6 seconds. Ferkanatu pulls it down. She lost it, but it's picked up in backcourt by James. They're not going to have, oh, she did get off a shot, and she didn't miss by all that much from about 50 feet. James gave it a pretty good launch, but it was wide right at the end of the first quarter. Sacred Heart Griffin, though they are the Lions on the scoreboard tonight because they're the home team, lead Lanphier 10-5 through one quarter. We're back in a minute.
It's all the way back up. Get the ball, move the ball. You want them to swing. All right? You cannot dribble through 2 people because eventually your space is going to get narrow. All right? Now, you're killing yourself on the turnover. Okay? Take the ball. Once we get it, head up, see what you're out. You might not always get a layup. That's why I'm telling you to look for the pull-up. Just play the game. Number 30 is a shooter. You got hustle. SJ once again. The ball is over here in the corner. Jasper go out and challenge the shot. You come to block, inside, fall down. Now you know the way the game. You only play 21 games to play ball.
Padilla will inbound, gets it into Ross in traffic, immediately double team. Boy, that's a tough shot, and she'll go to the line. Good effort by Ross. She had both Bertoni and Frank down there defending her, and they reached in and one of them got her.
We'll call that foul on SHG's Tiffany Bertoni. That's her first. It's 15 foul on the Cyclones with 6:18 to go in the half. It is a shooting foul, so 2.
Staff carpet free throws for Ross, who missed that wide left. She's 1 of 3. Ross averages 12.9. Second free throw is on the rim, no good. 0 for 2 this time, and Brent Eyes in the rebound for Sacred Heart Griffin. 6:15 to play in the first half. A pass ahead to Healy. Got a great screen from Frank. Goes in and misses from in tight on the left side. And Ross has the rebound for Lanphier. Lanphier could use a basket. It's been quite some time since they've scored. Padilla, bullet pass intended for Drake in the lane. Broken up. Good play by Brent Eyes, and as she goes down to the court. And the tie-up as this call is called, and this time Sacred Heart Griffin will get it.
One thing you've noticed, if you've watched this city tournament this week, if you've watched much girls basketball in town this winter, these girls aren't afraid to get in there and scrap, throw elbows, and scratch and claw. There hasn't been any blood drawn this week that we've seen visibly, but they're not afraid to hit each other.
No, they get after it. The game has really changed dramatically from when you and I first started calling girls' games. Here's Frank missing from in tight on the right side. Lanphier rebounds. Padilla gives to Get, who gets it across the timeline with 5:35 to go in the first half. 12-5, Sacred Heart Griffin. This is the third place game in the Girls City Tournament. And a block foul. Back the other way. Bertoni tried to take a charge. He'll be called for impeding the progress of Sierra James. 2 quick ones on Bertoni, so she'll exit. Kuzin and Tate re-enter. And Nelson also departs for Sacred Heart Griffin. Lanphier to inbound, still sitting on 5 points. Marvel head of the key, declined to 3, dribbles down the left side of the lane, hooks it up, won't go. Boy, they just can't buy one now. Sierra James rebounds, backs out and misses from the right side. Lauren Frank rebounded for Sacred Heart Griffin, but she overshot her target on the outlet pass, and it's out of bounds to Lanphier.
Lanphier now 2 of 17 shooting. That's 2 of 17, John. That's 15 misses.
That's not good at any level, is it? Lydia Nelson, by the way, is still out there for Sacred Heart Griffin. I think I had her on the bench a moment ago, but 32 in gold is out there. Here's Get trying a right side shot. Now they're 2 of 18 as she banked but missed off the rim from 10. Rebounded by Frank with her 6-foot frame. She's done a nice job on the glass. Kuzin on the left side into the corner to Kaylin Tate. Brace on her left knee. She dribbles right to the top of the key and gives to Nelson. Now she's between the circles with 4:40 to play in the second quarter. Cyclones up 7 with the ball. And off on the left side to Kuzin. Free throw line to Frank. Pushes it up there. Good. Lauren Frank, a nice form on that shot. Nothing but net. She has 2 tonight and 7 this week, and the Cyclones extend to a 14-5 lead. Get back the other way, pass through traffic. It hits a hand, and the Cyclones come back with yet another takeaway. Tate to forecourt. Baseline left, Andrea Giacchino, a jumper, rims in.
And a soft enough touch that it got the front of the rim, then the back of the rim, and fell in all from the baseline. 4:11 to play in the half. Timeout Lanphier. SHG leads the game 16-5, and we're back in 30.
Tim and John here at Lobernica Gym. Springfield and Southeast in what promises to be a good one in the championship game coming up at 7:30 tonight. Lanphier being pressed. They're down 16-5 to SHG off the Doug Collins timeout. Hard drive, Sierra James got in at a bad angle on the right side. Ball tapped away from her and out of bounds. Back to Lanphier. Lanphier boys host Glenwood here tomorrow night and then make a road trip to Taylorville in the CS8 on Saturday night.
We'll be the Lincoln Radio Network this weekend with the Rail Splitters at Sacred Heart Griffin at Bell's Gym tomorrow on the air. And then we'll be on the air from Lincoln on Saturday, where Southeast will visit in a boys CS8 showdown.
Couple of huge games there with conference implications. Lincoln 1/2 game ahead of Southeast at the top of the conference, but they each have just one conference loss. Lanphier threw it away. Sacred Heart Griffin comes back to forecourt up 11, and they almost did likewise. Good play there by Tate to save the ball inbounds on the right sideline. Kuzin dribbles to the top of the circle. Bounces high post right to Giacchino. Back to Kuzin on the set play, and now Giacchino as they play a two-girl game. Ooh, Giacchino drove into the lane. She got clobbered, but before that, she was called for the travel.
They walk out of here bruised.
Yeah.
These girls do knock it around.
And one of the other things that's changed from, say, 25, 30 years ago, they call traveling now in girls high school basketball. It used to take about 3 or 4 steps before they called it, and that was out of necessity.
These girls do know how to dribble these days.
Sierra James with a hard drive. Giacchino got to the spot late. She's called for the blocking foul.
Girls will tell you that 40 years ago, most of them knew how to dribble. Not all of them. Most of them did, though.
Yeah. Didn't necessarily get a chance. This, by the way, is the 39th Girls City tournament. It started back in '73, but they took a couple of years off early. It's been continuous since '75. One in bonus coming up here, and Sierra James will get the bonus.
We've been doing Girls City basketball on radio long enough to remember when Ursuline was still in the tournament. And it went on forever.
Yeah, the city tournament, they had to play over 2 weeks, remember?
Yes.
5 nights.
Didn't have to, but we're glad they did.
James hits the second free throw. She goes 2 for 2 on those staff carpet free throws, and Lanphier gets off the schneid. They're down 16-7. Back the other way, Celeste Holmes playing the point in the game for the first time. She almost lost it, but it's retrieved by Giacchino. Then low on the right side to Brent, who misses. She missed about a 6-footer. The rebound yanked out of there by Giacchino, but she lost her balance in the paint and is called for the travel. 16-7 our score. Sacred Heart Griffin led 10-5 on Lanphier at the end of 1 quarter. And they press again. Little diamond and one. Good half-court pass. Ahead to James. He's going to take it all the way down and lay it up and in.
Sarah James, first basket of the second quarter for Lanphier, makes it a 7-point game.
16-9 SHG. Chris Burton using a lot of different combinations this year, and he's gotten in a lot of reserves in this game. The lead for his team, 7. Giacchino drives right baseline to Tate. On the left side to Holmes, steps in for a 2. Off the right side of the rim, no good. Battle for the rebound. Great hustle by Tate. She saved it in. The ball is slammed out of bounds off the hands of Ashley Padilla of Lanphier. And when you come to the game, always bounce up and down in front of the broadcasters and block their vision, because that's always appreciated here at Logonica Gym.
It's part of the deal.
Remember the Lanphier Southeast boys game a month ago?
John spent most of it standing, as did most of the crowd in front of him.
I'm too small to threaten anybody. I was waiting for you to do that for me.
I could see over everybody.
Yeah, it wasn't a problem for you. Katie McLean back in meantime for SHG, their outstanding freshman. She's got the ball on the point. And a reach-in foul by Drake. That was unnecessary, 30 feet from the basket. Lanphier's got plenty of fouls to give. That is only 2 on the team. And the first on Drake. And timeout. I think Chris Burton called it, right?
Yep.
That's a timeout at the SHG bench. He'll take a 30 at 16-9. Cyclones were back in half a minute.
.216 left in the first half. Girls City Tournament, third place game. Sacred Heart Griffin leading 16-9 with the ball off their called timeout.
Tate will inbound, and after a long look, gets it out to Brent. And the handoff was to McLean. They were too close together on the left sideline. They bobble it out of bounds at the Lions bench. So Lanphier very much in this game. Low-scoring game. Not a big surprise. SHG averages 47.5 points, Lanphier 46. And a reach-in, takeaway by Drake. Good play by Tate. Now ball to the floor. Bodies all over the place. And ultimately, Drake retrieves it in backcourt for Lanphier. They trap her at midcourt. And a bailout. A reach-in foul called on McLean, and Drake will have a 1-and-1. So not a bad idea for the Cyclones to try to get the ball from Drake, who was struggling with the ball handling, but ultimately they clipped her on the wrist. Tate will exit for Bertoni, who has to be careful because she has 2 fouls. Her dad across the way is the SHG videotaper. He's got himself a good position. And the staff carpet free throw for Kenesha Drake rims in.
You call them videographers?
Mm-hmm.
Not photographers, videographers.
Not filmers anymore.
Ted's the photographer down in the corner. State Journal Register.
Yeah, Ted Schurter, boy, he had some great photos from the Boys City tournament, didn't he?
He's been here all week taking pictures here. I'm sorry, images here.
1 of 2 for Drake. She was short on the second, rebounded by the Cyclones, whose lead is 16-10 with 1:45 and a half. McLean, hard drive into the lane. Wide left Bertoni. Now McLean sets a screen. Back to Katie on the pass, and the three-pointer is no good. Rebounded and put right back up and in by Holmes. Celeste Holmes has her first 2 of the night. She stuck with it, and it's 18-10, and a steal. Good play by Celeste Holmes. Got it to Bertoni in the press. Over to Holmes off the left baseline. This one's no good, and the rebound yanked out of there. We've got a tie-up called between Giacchino, who had her hands on the ball only briefly, and Jasmine Ross, and it's out of bounds too. Sacred Heart Griffin. Fairconatue comes back in for Lanphier, in for Drake. Fairconnetue. That's Haley's last name, pronounced Fairconatue. Oh, right through the 5-hole of number 5. Pass right through the legs of Ashley Padilla. A lateral pass near midcourt and out of bounds to the Cyclones.
Haley Fairconatue's dad, talked to him last night. 1980 graduate of Southeast High School.
I remember him.
Played some baseball for Larry Cheney, as did you.
Mm-hmm. I think it was Juan, right?
Uh-huh.
In fact, it probably still is Juan.
Still is.
I'd be shocked if it isn't. That's a name you don't forget, Fairconatue. And a travel here on Bertoni as she took a misstep on the right side of the lane. 1:06 to go, first half. 18-10. Sacred Heart Griffin in front and pressing. Ball batted up in the air and out of bounds at the scorer's table by Giacchino. Lanphier really has been troubled by the Sacred Heart Griffin pressure. They've had a hard time getting into their half court comfortably. Now Fairconatue, top of the key, a little crossover dribble, and she'll push up a long jumper right through.
Her first make after 4 first quarter misses, and it's a 6-point game again.
Average is 8.1, and she had scored a total of 17 the first 2 nights of the city tournament. 18-12, SHG, 38 seconds. Lanphier packs it into a zone. Good dish to McLean under the basket from Holmes. She turns, scores, and draws the foul.
Katie McLean had made her first shot right out of the chute in this ball game, a 3 early. Hadn't been able to get one in the hole since then, but that one goes down and a 3-point play chance the old-fashioned way.
First foul of the night on Ross. And McLean lets it go on the free throw. Back iron off the front of the rim, no good, and Ross has the rebound. 20-12, Cyclones by 8. Lanphier quickly to forecourt. And Ross was kind of playing point guard there. That's out of her element. She bounced it right to Bertoni of SHG. 20 seconds to go. A baseline drive by McLean into the bad angle. Threw it up anyway. No good. Rebounded by Padilla. Lanphier's got 14 seconds, and number 14, Fairconatue, is fouled as Holmes went for the steal. Double bonus here. 2 free throws for Haley Fairconatue. Haley, by the way, because there are so many ways now that you can spell first names. Haylee.
Looks like Haley to me.
Yeah, I don't know how many ways you could pronounce that, but you can spell Haley multiple ways. Free throw for her is good. Lanphier's actually done pretty well at the line in this game. They have made 5 out of 9, and that's better than typical.
Haley Selassie?
Oh, yeah. Haile Selassie.
Haile Selassie.
Yeah. I don't think you would want to pronounce his name Haley to his face. Back in the day, that would be dangerous. Second free throw also good. Lions have made 6 of 10. 20-14, Allison Brent with a step into the basket off the left baseline, but it's no good. Rebounded by Padilla, 3 seconds. Fairconatue at midcourt. She's going to have to fire. It's well under the rim as she was double-teamed. But what had been a double-digit.
Back inside Lobernica Gym, we get set for the second half of the Girls City Tournament third-place game. Lanphier trailing Sacred Heart Griffin 20-14. Officials are back out. Mark DiMarzio and Ronnie Tisdale and Jeff Nelson. Moser manning the book tonight, so he's not manning his computer screen. But Mahan is, sitting right behind him. Oh, he's got a different kind of computer screen. Okay. He's playing with his phone.
He's tweeting. He's tweeting the scores.
Good, that's good.
To benefit all of his followers. Has he got more followers on Twitter than you?
Well, I think someone in Oak Ridge would have more Twitter followers than me.
Sacred Heart Griffin immediately throws the ball away off a leg and out of bounds under their basket, which this half is at the west end of Lobernica. They'll press. Lanphier,
14th turnover for SHG.
And now back defensively, Brent Eisen, who was used off the bench in the first half, starting the second half, gets her hands on a pass, knocks it out of bounds at the Lanphier bench. Faircana to a quick three off the left side, no good. Rebounded by Andrea Giacchino. She gives to Tiffany Bertoni. Bertoni had a quiet first half, got into foul trouble. Forecourt right side, Tate tries a three, that's no good. Offensive rebound, Giacchino in on the right side, and that's also no good. This one pulled out of there by Faircana for the Lions, who are down 6 and come to forecourt to our left. Right side, Marble pulls down a three and a takeaway by McLean. Good lead pass to Bertoni ahead of the field with Padilla retreating. The layup is good. First two of the night for Tiffany Bertoni, who averages 8. She and Tate and McLean are the three leading scorers for Sacred Heart Griffin. Now a kick defensively on the inbounds pass. Cyclones continue to press. Their lead now 22-14 off that made layup by Bertoni. Pass deflected and stolen. Good play by Bertoni. Tapped it over to Giacchino, and now Tiffany's back the other way, zigging and zagging into the right corner. Ends her dribble. Bounces on the block. Gets it back from Brent Eisen. Goes to the basket and draws the foul. Bertoni will shoot 2.
Foul committed by Lanphier's Andy Marvel. See Tiffany Bertoni tonight with that basket a moment ago for her only points. See if she can double her total.
Where's number 14? Pushes up the free throw, and that's good. Staff carpet free throw performance for the Cyclones tonight, 2 of 4. 23-14, second free throw, around the rim, no good. Offensive rebound, Giacchino though. Her pass intended for Tate was broken up, but then Kalen ran it down. Sacred Heart Griffin up by 9, a minute 20 into the second half. Bertoni bounces over to Tate, left side, a low dribble to maintain the possession. Now she dribbles all the way past Faircana, gets to the rim, put it up with the left hand, no good. And Gett has the rebound for Lanphier. Lions down 9, could use some points. Faircana left side, she'll try to get 3 of them, and she's short on this 3. Brent Eisen the rebound, and the Cyclones zip back the other way. Bertoni, a bounce pass, well done, and the layup for Giacchino is good.
That's the best break that has been run by either team tonight. Good 3-on-2 right down the middle of the court.
And Giacchino came crashing in, filling the lane on the right side. 25-14, matching the Cyclones' biggest lead of the night. Marvel for 3, no good off the right side. Rebound deflected into the corner off the fingertips of Faircana, and back to SHG.
If you've just joined us, we're at Lobernica Gym in Springfield on the north end, watching the Girls City Tournament final night of play. Springfield High and Southeast later on in the championship game, and both games live on television tonight on the Springfield School District's cable TV channel.
That is cable channel 22 on most of the systems here in town. Here's Bertoni getting the basket, but getting her shot swatted away by Sierra James, who has re-entered for Lanphier, along with Kenesha Drake. Lions to forecourt, gets pass on the right side, intended for Padilla, broken up, knocked out of bounds by SHG. 5.5 minutes to go, third quarter, and it comes to Drake. Turns from the high post right and got bumped and fouled by McLean. That'll be the second on Katie. Nobody in serious foul trouble, and it's hard for the SHG girls to get into real serious foul trouble because Coach Burton plays so many. Drake with the ball on the left side, sends the ball up top to Gett. Bad pass, intercepted by McLean. Katie back the other way, and Gett returns the favor. She steals the ball, and Lanphier has her right back. Here comes Kenesha Drake in on the left side. Got to the rim. Bodies colliding. Shot up no good. And a foul called on Lanphier after Giacchino had pulled down the rebound. Ron Tisdale has the foul call, and he calls it on Sierra James, her first. You wouldn't know it to look at him, but Ron Tisdale is Mike's brother. Older brother.
I think Ron could take him.
Well, he's a foot shorter. Built low to the ground, as they said.
But built. Ron's been...
Yeah, Mike's certainly skinnier.
Ron's found his way to the weight room.
2 free throws here for Tate. She got fouled coming in off the left baseline.
Now watch Michael walk in here sometime and give me an earful.
First free throw for Kaylin Tate is good. Kaylin. Averaging about 8, as we said. And she has 2 tonight and a total of 8 this week. 26-14. Second free throw for Tate is also good. She has 3 points all at the line. So they have moved it out to 27-14. Sacred Heart Griffin up by 13 on Lanphier in this third-place game. Lions in some distress. Ball intercepted in midcourt. Good play by Brenneisen. Got it to Bertoni. Bounces the ball low on the left side, and McLean got nearly clotheslined by Padilla. 2 free throws that were well earned by Katie McLean.
That turnover by Lanphier that produced the foul was their 20th turnover in this game, and we're only in the middle of the third quarter.
2 staff carpet free throws for Katie McLean. She drops in the first. Danny Healy back into the game for Sacred Heart Griffin. A lot of left-handers on this Cyclones team, and McLean is one of them. 28-14, second free throw coming. That one's good. So 7 for McLean, 27 this week, and she has led the Cyclones in scoring in this city tournament. And a steal by McLean in the press, 29-14, and it's getting ugly now for Lanphier. They're having trouble taking care of the ball. In the lane, Brenneisen, good pass to McLean off the left baseline. Too quick with that shot. Doesn't hit iron, and the rebound comes down to James for Lanphier. Lions back the other way, and a pass off the hands of Padilla. In the right corner and out of bounds, right back to the Cyclones. Way too many possessions like that where they're not even getting a chance to set up the half-court offense.
Yeah, when you're stuck on 14 points and now 22 turnovers, you're not going to have a chance to win if you're the Lanphier Lions. Can't keep doing that.
Lauren Frank back into the game for Sacred Heart Griffin. 6-footer played quite a bit in the first half. She's a senior, so this is her final city tournament game. The initial pass was knocked out of bounds by Lanphier. And now the Cyclones get it in and get it to forecourt, run a nice fast break, get a low to Healy from Brenneisen, and Healy laid it up and in. 6 off the bench for Danny Healy. She's going to be a nice player. 31-14, a steal by Bertoni. Comes in on the left side, but then a little hiccup on the dribble and out of bounds. It goes right back to Lanphier.
From their couple of hoops late in the first half, the Cyclones have now scored 13 unanswered points, and they get another touchdown.
Yeah, ball thrown away from Sierra James' reach. Bertoni left alone, tries a 3 and hit it from the left wing. Tiffany Bertoni has all 6 of her points here in the third quarter, and Doug Collins has seen enough. He calls time. All of this sudden, you look up, and it's a 20-point game. 34-14, Sacred Heart Griffin. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Chris Burton keeps the press on. This time it's broken by Lanphier. Fairconatu to Drake in on the left side, and she puts it up over the rim, no good. Rebound on the weak side, run down by Bertoni. Then she lost her balance and the ball. Then she fell on top of the ball and got a quick timeout. Good heads-up play there, and Sacred Heart Griffin wants to take the full 60. Their lead is 34-14, and we're back in a minute.
Yeah, QND, Southeast, SHG, Lanphier.
Round shot by Heron also misses, and the Cyclones get it out of there with Holmes. To Giacchino in the front court. Now they'll set with Bertoni, their point guard. Tiffany backs it out to the jump ball circle with 4:50 to play. On the left side, Holmes launches a 3 out of the corner, no good. And Fairconatu pulls it down for Lanphier. Cyclones in light gold numerals on white jerseys, and yes, they are tough to see. Padilla misses a 3 off the right side, rebounded by Giacchino. If there were a second deck of seating here at Lobernica Gym, I'd be guessing on most of these identifications. Here's a good up and under move by Allison Brent. She's tough to miss out there. And the 6-footer has her 3rd basket of the quarter as she banked it up and in from right of the rim. 8 points all told for Brent on the night. And a yank-away steal and a bump by Padilla. She knocked down Giacchino, who had taken the ball from her. It's 43-19, Sacred Heart Griffin, midway through the 4th quarter, and a free throw chance coming here for SHG's Andrea Giacchino. McLean will re-enter. She brings Lauren Frank with her. And Kanisha Dre cops off the Lanphier bench. 1 in bonus here for Giacchino. She was fouled before the shot attempt, but she earns the bonus by hitting the free throw. Nice job at the line for the Cyclones tonight. They've made 8 of 13. Nelson back on for Kaylin Tate for the Cyclones. And another one for Giacchino. This free throw is good. Andrea has scored 8. They have spread around the scoring. She has 8. Healy has 8. McLean has 7. And Bertoni 6. And Allison Brent has 8 points, as we mentioned just a moment ago.
And that's been kind of their MO this season, is to spread the scoring around. They play a lot of girls, and a lot of girls get in the book, score-wise.
45-19, Sacred Heart Griffin. Densman misses a 6-footer off the left wing, and Drake lost the rebound out of bounds.
Speaking of the Cyclones, we'll have SHG boys basketball tomorrow, home at Bell's Gymnasium versus the Railers. That should be fun. Tomorrow night, live on Sports Radio, Lincoln at SHG.
Get there early.
Yeah, that'll be full.
Here's a 3 for McLean, missing that well short off the left wing, and a good clear out by Fairconatu. She put her backside in. Danny Healy of Sacred Heart Griffin not allowing Healy a chance for the rebound. 45-19 as that shot rolled out of bounds. Lions get it. Fairconatu tees up a 2 off the left side, left it short.
If you go to SHG tomorrow, John, fans can sit next to Chris McLeod and help him keep score.
And it comes to Frank losing her balance on the right side, and the rebound is pulled down by Fairconatu of Lanphier. I think that's what Jim Rupert's job is tomorrow night, right? There's a 3 for Marvel off the right side.
Full-time job.
That's no good. And it goes out of bounds on the side, too, Sacred Heart Griffin.
Score we're certain of is the one on the board here at Lobernica Gym, accurate as can be, with Ryan Beach on the scoreboard and clock tonight. It's 45-19 with 3:10 to play in the 4th quarter.
Katie Costa in for the first time. She's a frosh for SHG, so now they've used 12. Katie's got the ball. She's a 5'4" guard. Dribbles from left to right. Now she gets it back from a teammate. And the pass is to Frank. Just inside the high post right. She lost the ball down to the court. Tied up by Fairconatu. And the possession arrow gives it to Lanphier. We see for the Lions, Larissa Crum, a 5'7" junior, in for the first time. And a throwaway here by Lanphier as Drake missed connections with Fairconatu in the left corner. I think Lanphier may have as many girls wearing glasses tonight as I've seen in one game. You don't see that much.
Some are, looks like at least one of them wearing protective goggles, the other probably for vision enhancement purposes.
2.5 to go in this game, 45-19. Nelson with a bounce pass right to Crum, who is one of the girls wearing glasses for Lanphier. She saw it coming her way and picked it off.
20th SHG turnover. Lanphier's had 30 turnover.
Klein misses a 3 off the left wing, and Healy rebounds for Sacred Heart Griffin. Pounds the dribble quickly to the forecourt, pulls it out on the right side, lost her dribble. Takeaway by Klein. Her pass, though, is errant and run down by Brenneisen. Back-to-back turnovers. Are you keeping up with that stat total tonight?
Tough. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's tough.
Healy dumping it low on the right side. Good feed into the hands of Chloe Albert, who has also entered. Albert is a 5'9" sophomore. Now they work the ball into the left side for a jumper for Nelson. No good. Albert with the follow-up. That won't go from in tight. And Crum pulls it down for Lanphier. 1:47 on the clock. Fairconatu will try again from the left wing. No good from 17. Cyclones. Albert had her hands on the rebound, but she was standing on the end line as she did.
Going to be in good shape to start the championship game a little after 7:30, not far off the scheduled start time tonight here at Lobernica Gym. Senators and Spartans, they're here and they're getting ready.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Be a nice atmosphere in front of a big crowd. You can watch it live on cable channel 22 and listen to us, or come out here. There'll be room for you to see the game, and it should be a good one. Another Lanphier turnover produces a Sacred Heart Griffin possession with 90 seconds to play in this third-place game. And a jump shot from 17 for Costa is good. Katie Costa just behind the high post right, eliciting a big cheer from the SHG crowd. Their lead now 47-19. On the right side, Maria Klein. Up top to Get. Guarded by Healy. Talked with Hannah's mom briefly at the concession stand before the game. Double-checked the pronunciation of Hannah's last name. Hannah's going to try a three off the front of the rim, no good. Got her own rebound, though. Under a minute to play. All Sacred Heart Griffin. What had been a 6-point game at the half is 28 at the moment. Reach-in foul by Lydia Nelson, but that's just the third on the team.
Yeah, the 16-2 third quarter did in the Lions.
It's been 11-3 here in the fourth quarter, so that's not a whole lot better. Lions will fall to 8-14. Sierra James is bumped and fouled on the right side perimeter by Costa. 43 seconds to play. Lions will inbound. Out to James at the head of the key. The lanky 6-footer dribbles in and turns and puts it up and in. Nice move by Sierra James, and she'll lead Lanphier in scoring tonight. That's her 8th point. 16th of the week. Looks like Jasmine Ross will lead the team in scoring during City Tournament Week, though she has just one tonight. She has 23. 47-21 down to 25 seconds. Lanphier knocks a Cyclone pass out of bounds. Up top it goes to Nelson. She could not have been more wide open, but the three's a little bit long. Battle for the rebound, put up and over the basket there by Albert. This rebound knocked out of bounds in the corner, and it goes to Lanphier. Ashley Padilla, we talked about the bruises in this game. She's getting an ice pack applied to her left shoulder at the end of the Lanphier bench. Klein with the dribble. Lost her balance. Fired a pass out of bounds under the Lanphier basket. That'll be the final Lions turnover of the night.
Number 33.
Ball rolled into the backcourt. Lydia Nelson holds it on a hip, and the Cyclones win their 10th game of the season and take third place at the Girls City Tournament. They beat Lanphier in a game that had been close through halftime, 47-21. They win the season series 2-0 over the Lions. First meeting back in late November was 63-32. We'll be back to count up the points in the third place game and get you set for Springfield and Southeast in the Girls City Championship game after this timeout.